Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Azine Williams. How are you all doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are fine. If you're new to my channel, you know what to do. Kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Okay guys, so if you do not know, Tacha had this interview tonight, yeah, and it was all about her post reunion. Yes, she talked about what happened at the reunion, why she went to the reunion, and every other thing about her. So she had this talk with Chude, or Chude, yeah, Chude, 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 right? Okay, so it was aired on, I think, TVC. It was aired on Go TV, yeah. So for those of you that did not watch, this is your girl here doing the Lord's work and bringing you guys the highlights and the summary of what happened at the interview. And I must say, Tacha has grown beyond Big Brother. And I'm not gonna, like, she has grown beyond the whole drama, the whole everything that happened in the Big Brother house. She has evolved. Yeah, that's what, evolved from this girl we saw in the Big Brother house to this grown woman that is trying to, like, make a way or make a name for herself outside Big Brother. Okay, so she was looking so classy, sitting pretty with her black dress and her hair. I love her hair. I love her black dress. And, you know, the atmosphere was calm. At some point, the interview got very emotional when she was talking about her mom, yeah, but let me not bore you with all that. So the interview started, and after all the pleasantries and all that, with her smile, and the interviewer asked her what was her vision, for 2019, or before she went to the Big Brother house, and she said she had a vision, that 2019 was going to be her year. She talked about her audition in Port Harcourt. She said that she actually lodged in the hotel where the audition was taking place from 4 a.m. She came out, she was auditioned like, I think, 4 p.m. and they told her, sorry, this is not your year, come back next year and all that. But she did not give up. She kept pushing. She went to Enugu where she was finally taken and all that. She still had a conviction, even when they told her it was not her year. She just believed that, this 2019 is going to be my year. So the interviewer asked her, how did she know that 2019 was her year? She said she believed in God. And at that point in her life, she felt, okay, fine, this is what I want to do. And I need this platform, and Big Brother was that platform she needed, to sell herself to be what she wanted. So she had a plan, and the interviewer looked at her and like, okay, so where does this confidence come from? So for all you people that do not know where this confidence comes from, I'm gonna tell you what she said. But before I tell you what she said, guys, have you checked out Jenny Excel's channel? Go check her out. I'll drop the link to her channel in the description box. She dropped a video where they are talking about where she and her husband, or how she and her husband met, or how she and her man met. You will really love to see that video if you are a lover of love, like myself, and she's one of us. So it will I'll really be happy if you guys can support her. Thank you very much. So on where Tacha got her confidence from, she went on to tell us a story, about the background of that. She told us that, back then in school, she was not really the type of people that, were part of cliques. In secondary school, or primary school, you had a clique, but she wasn't that kind of a person. She was more like a loner. People didn't want her to be part of their clique and all that, that she had this friend, and at some point the friend kind of hurt her, and she came back home, crying, and her mom, saw her and was like, okay, what's going on? And she told her mom, and she and her mom had this conversation, and then her mom started grooming her to become, happy by herself without needing people, be confident by herself without needing other people's validation and all that. She became more like a project for her mom. Yes, that's what she said. And it hurts her, like, that her mom isn't around to reap the fruit of her labor, to see the woman, the young woman she has become, the strong woman she has become. And there it was kind of emotional for me. I don't know, me, I'm an emotional person, so it kind of like became very emotional for me at that point. Then the interviewer asked her, when her mom died. She said her mom died while she was 18 years. She was in her second semester in school, and that kind of really affected her. And she also talked about her mom, where her mom is from in Ghana and all that. So the interviewer asked her how she copes with her mom's death. See, guys, at that point, all those things were just emotional for me. I don't know why. I'm an emotional person. She said how she copes most times is by praying, that she believes in God, that she prays. And sometimes when it looks like that prayer doesn't really work, she allows herself to feel the pain. And that word, like that phrase, allowing yourself to feel the pain, it spoke to me. A lot of times we hurt, and when we hurt, we try to run away from the pain, we try to mask the pain, we try to we just try to escape the pain. But allowing yourself heal, go through that pain, it's like a healing process. And that was one of the highlights of that interview for me. So she was asked about her dad. She said her dad is in PH, her dad's a Port Harcourt, that her dad, none of them really expected that she would be like this famous that she is in, and she said well, that her dad is that kind of a dad, that she's very close with her dad, that they talk every time, and the fact that she's not there with her dad for her dad to come and scold her. You all know how it is, and the thing is that her dad is the kind of dad, he never really wanted her to move out of the house, talk more of living in Lagos. That her dad didn't like it though, but then she's here now. She also talked about like being the dad's favorite. She said, okay, parents are not supposed to have favorites and all that, but she knows that she's her dad's favorite, just like her sister is her mom's favorite. She talked about her sister. She said there are two of them, but her dad remarried, so there are three girls now. That her sister, I think that is Benny, she's talking about, is a naval officer, and she lives in Port Harcourt. Okay, so she was now asked about her relationship status. That was where I was like, hey, Tacha, because like I was expecting her to say, okay, I'm in a relationship with my twinnie, because we all know she's been talking about this twinnie all in the Big Brother house, and all that. You all remember that day that it was her twinnie's birthday in the Big Brother house, how she she actually stole the highlights from Esther, because that was also Esther's birthday in the house then. You all remember. So I was expecting her to start gushing about him, but no, baby girl said that she's in a relationship with her bag. Trudy was not like, Trudy is actually the interviewer, like, who is a special man? That bag, the bag, I know you want the bag and all that, but the bag is not gonna keep you, warm at night, that kind of a 10. It's not gonna lie beside you in the bed. She was like, who told you? How do you know? She said she's in a relationship with her bag, and it's gonna be like that for a very long time. I'm like, hey God, Tacha. Anyways, moving on. The interviewer asked her about her support system. She said God, and the interviewer was like, okay, we all know God, but in a human being, God can send human beings to be your support system. So who? She said her family and her friends. That the interviewer asked, okay, who do you talk to when like you can't bear it anymore? Don't you have that friend? You seem like a loner, an introvert and all that. She said, yeah, she has a friend, that is close. But there's this God-sent person, human, that always has her back. When is what's come to worst, she talks to that person. I'm like, okay, who is this God-sent human being? Maybe she's indirectly talking about her twin, or who, I don't know. But then she said, at the end of the day, family. She always talks with her family, video calls and all that. So this is where we now talked. We started hearing about Big Brother. So the interviewer asked her what was the highlight of her life so far, or what is the highlight of her life so far. She now talks about in the Big Brother house. She said the highlight of her life so far has been Big Brother, and because the interviewer was like, okay, if it's Big Brother, tell us what particular thing. And she said the disqualification. I'm like, are you serious? This famous disqualification that everybody has been telling us, you've been disqualified, you've been disqualified and all that. She said, yeah, because she believes in God, and the disqualification has opened up doors for her to be in places. People, she has seen people, she has met people, she has been in places, opened up like doors for her. And she doesn't see it as a bad thing. She sees it as what God has allowed to happen for her, and it's for good. Then we started talking about the reunion. She was asked, okay, does it worry you about the negative perception that people have of you? Then she now talked about, the Big Brother, in the Big Brother house, that, that's the narrative. They had this negative narrative that they portrayed her to be, and that she doesn't blame the Big Brother organizers, so because they are like 21 housemates. There's no way you're going to be focusing on 21 housemates 100% of the time. So 10% of the time that they showed people was like the negative narrative. Now that is where she started talking about the reunion. She said this is the reason she went to the reunion, to change the narrative, the perception of people of her. That's why when she went to the reunion, she went there to feel everything: the laughter, the smiles, the pain, the embarrassment, whatever anybody has to say about her. That even when she comes behind the scenes and some housemates are like giving her attitude, looking at her somehow, that she doesn't really mind, though. That is why she went to the reunion, to let people to see this Tacha, that okay, for the organizers of the reunion, it's more like entertainment for them, but for her, she went there for herself, not even for the organizers and everything like that. Because the interviewer talked about, there was this clip he saw, two people shouting over her head. We all know the two people he was talking about, but she was just there fanning herself. She said, yeah, because that is why she went to the Big Brother reunion, to show people who the real Tacha is, not the Tacha that we saw in the Big Brother house, to change the narrative, so the interviewer asked her, has this Big Brother, or is Big Brother all you thought it would be for you? And she said yes and no, but basically it gave her a platform. But Big Brother is like give and take, because she was also asked what makes Big Brother, this platform so interesting for people and all that. She said it's a give and take situation. You give Big Brother gives you the platform, and you give Big Brother a show. So basically, it's a give and take situation. And basically coming out of the Big Brother house, there's a lot of pressure. She could not afford to fail. That it's not like you've been given a platform, so there's this automatic success that's going to be coming. No, you have to put in the work. It depends on the individual coming out from the Big Brother house. You have to put in the work, and she is ready to put in that work. So she talks about her charity. She talked about the Tacha Akide Foundation. She talked about the foundation where the initiative of feeding the hungry. She talks about PEG, that's part for every girl, that she wants to keep helping, because giving back, because she has been in that situation where she has been in need, where she doesn't even know where the next breakfast is going to come from. So that is what motivates her to do charity, that she wants to do charity. So basically this is what went down with her interview with Trudy today. And from me, I'll tell you, people of God, that Tacha has really grown, from what the Tacha we used to know, and yeah, she was calm. She was answering the questions. There was no drama. It was just a calm environment. So guys, that's basically what happened today at the interview with Tacha and Trudy. So let me know what you think about this. If you watched the interview, let me know what you think about it in the comment section. But for me, I was so impressed by her, yeah, especially where the part where she talks about her disqualification being a highlight. Like, that's supposed to be something that is going to make her feel down, but she's saying it's a highlight, so that's something. And another thing for me, she said allowing herself to feel the pain, and that's something else. And going to change the narrative, going to the reunion, not for the organizers, not for any other person, but for her. And also she talked about, what makes Big Brother unique, and she said it's the housemates, and also she was asked, Trudy was like, like coming into the reunion, seeing people with so much anger, so much bitterness, people that have, left the house since last year, people that have left the house since last year, met their loved ones, and they are still having this. What was that for you? She was like, basically that's on them, that's not on her. She doesn't know why they are that way. She's talking about the other housemates, but that's on them, because she came there for a different reason. She came there for herself. Yes. And she also talked about, living life to the fullest, especially, that 2020, if there's something this 2020 has taught her, is that life is short. You just have to make the best use of it. If you have someone that has offended you, or you've offended somebody, call them, forgive them, let go, and move on. And that's what she's really all about right now, letting all the whatever happened in the house to be behind her. So basically that is what it is. That is Tacha's interview, what it was all about. It wasn't up to 30 minutes. It was short, one of the shortest interviews, but it was so inspiring. It was so powerful. It was so calming. Yeah. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. So guys, that's about it from me, giving you guys the analysis of what happened today with Tacha and Trudy's interview. Thank you so much, guys, for being part of my channel. If you've not already subscribed, you know what to do. Kindly click on the subscription button. Click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Until I come your way again, I remain your girl, Ezine Williams. Take care of yourselves, guys, and have a beautiful day. Bye, guys.